For me, UG, if you ask me about UG, who's UG, I'll say, what UG are you talking about? Who's UG? I don't know. I'm not competent enough to talk to him. And secondly, I don't want to become a medium. I can't be a mediator between you and UG. And most of the people you talk to about UG, they are bound to misunderstand him. The biggest of human beings on this earth are going to misunderstand him. It's not easy to take UG as he is. And therefore, I wish he clarifies a lot of things, a lot of mess about religion. Because I feel there is a basis to a lot of things that happened in this country. And there is a meaning to it. And he has to make fun of them and destroy them before you really find a real meaning to it. And I just wish that he devotes a little time before he goes away from this earth to clarifying some of the things that are never going to die in this country. People not going to push off. And if there is any real meaning to those things, the only man who can bring them out is UG. But he doesn't want to do it because it's very dangerous. If a man comes out of tradition to ask a question and he answers not in the negative, he's going to stick to that tradition which UG dreads. He wants to destroy all tradition. He wants to destroy. In fact, he's right. He's the greatest non-teacher teacher on this earth.
Yes.
Greatest non-guru guru. He doesn't want to be a teacher.
Yes.
He doesn't want to give you everything. What he wants is to take away everything. Now he coined another word, garbage, which is very, very significant because all knowledge is garbage ultimately. Everything's stuffed into you. But the whole tragedy is when the garbage is moved out of you, the world is removed out of you.
Yes.
And you become kind of a garbage to the world because world starts appearing as a garbage. And to function in this garbage becomes a little difficult. So all the things we feel about ourselves, we're better than other human beings, we are spiritual, we have questions which other people don't have, we are seekers, we have goals, we are spiritual, all that nonsense falls off. When it doesn't fall off, you realize it's nonsense. The moment you realize it's nonsense, it falls off. And when it falls off, what remains with you is the misery of your existence. You call it misery or you don't call it misery, but that's what it is. You call it boredom, you don't call it boredom. You call it drive or you call it non-drive, but the drive goes away. For 99% of the things, drive goes away. But there is a lot of drive when this kind of a question comes. There is something to it. And that kind of a revolution can be brought about on this earth by a few people who understood you. I don't think the understanding is the word. Understanding is not the word. There is an understanding, but we are not trying to understand, we're covered. And UG tears it apart, but you can't see him tear it apart.
Yes.
But it is there, that process is all, his presence is there, his words, and then if you're serious enough, they haunt you later.
Yes.
And you're not conscious of them, somewhere they're working in you.
Yes.
And later on, when you want to think of the same question, or you want to pick up a book of UG to read, you read half a page and you throw it off, what garbage you say.
Yes.
Even UG looks like garbage most of the time. And I'm very happy with that. I'm extremely happy that to me, if I never see UG again after this, I'll have no regrets. I think UG has done his work on me. And I got what I wanted. I don't know, I shouldn't say I got, I lost everything that I should have lost. I'm a totally contented man, and the greatest fortune in my life was that I met a man called UG. Otherwise, I would just wasted my life. All thoughts are conscious level. And thoughts are the garbage of this world. We carry the garbage in the form of thoughts. And without thoughts, we can't function in this world.
Very true.
But as he says, the body functions without thoughts. But the body's life is very limited, very self-contented, very good. But then everyone, even your son, your wife will say, what nonsense, you're wasting your life. You just sit and do nothing. You're a bloody useless chap. That's what you become ultimately. Because what is there after that? Whatever you think is precious is not precious to you. What do? You think money is precious? Okay, it's not precious to me. Name is precious? No. Pleasing other people with what you do? No, no way. Pleasing what kind of people? Garbage. So when that comes, it's a kind of a transformation that is very precious. Let's see now, as the days go by, I don't want UG's time to be wasted because a lot of people come and waste it.
Yeah.
You know? But then he doesn't want to. For him, everything is garbage.
He doesn't
Doesn't
have differentiation.
Yeah, but there are grades of people from 0 to 99. He is 100. So if there's somebody is at 99, 98, his questions have to come to him. And if he answers those questions, then it will be a great gain to this world. And somebody has to, push him into answering those questions. Because UG's become like a recorded tape.
Yes.
You just switch on and those words repeat again and again and again and again.
Yes.
Now, if you hear a repetition, it loses its meaning. First time a word or a sentence hits you, next time it's something that you heard before. So it doesn't touch you so much. So somebody can push him out of that groove and get him to talk on something about which he has never talked. That is very essential for him to go on to a next step, which he must do before he goes from the face of this earth. It is, I think he won't agree with me, but it is something that he owes to humanity. Such people don't come.
Can you think of some example of a question?
Example, I would like to ask him, for example, I told him some of the ancient philosophies.
Yes.
Like this Purush and Prakriti, Vedanta, those 6 systems. Now he says Prakriti, now he says nature, everything. Nature throws out from time to time. That system talks about Prakriti and Purush. Purush is inactive. Purush is nothing, he can't do anything. Everything is done by nature. A to Z, the work is done by nature. Now somebody had hit upon the idea of nature, and UG talks of not God but nature.
Yes.
Nature's laws, nature's this,
Right.
nature's fruit. You're thrown out like a flower. Nature throws you out like a flower. You're needed no more. That is there somewhere in Indian philosophy. Lost.
Yes.
Kapil was probably the founder of that.
Yeah.
But then only think that I cannot digest, that I cannot take those great souls as bloody fools.
Yeah. Yes.
Initially one has to, because the meaning of those texts has been lost.
Yes.
So what we pick up, the dead words, but behind the dead words,
Yes.
of course one day UG's words will become dead words, as Krishnamurti's words will become dead words. So one day behind the dead words, the spirit that brought those words forward has to be discovered. It can be discovered again. Like Raman Maharshi once talked about karma yoga and karma sannyas. Now one of the chaps walking with him and said, what is karma yoga? He picked up a stick. From a tree he broke a stick. And said, I don't need it. But to explain to you, I've broken it. This is karma yoga. Now you take it. You need it, I don't. This is karma sannyas.
Nice.
Okay. So easy. And UG also has, once in a while he comes up with a Sanskrit word, the meaning of which is so extraordinarily beautiful, that he is the teacher. He is the teacher. He cannot be always the non-teacher, because till you understand something, you cannot go beyond that understanding. This is my UG fell upon this truth accidentally, but not everyone can fall on accidentally.
Yes.
So people who are struggling, he is of no help to them. People like Rajneesh are more of help. But Rajneesh is not an enlightened man. So he leads you up to a certain degree of truth.
Yes.
But then he's like a barrier. And like a ghost, he possesses you. To break that, you need people like Krishnamurti, for example, who's a little like Rajneesh and much better than Rajneesh. But then he also becomes like a prison. Then you comes with a hammer, UG comes and hits and breaks everything. But then you should be ready for that. If you're not ready for that, UG can be very harmful.
Yes.
It's very dangerous now that just to pick up his vocabulary and become UG.
Yeah.
But I'm very reluctant to talk about UG. Somebody asks me, you know UG? I say, no, I don't know UG. Even I don't think UG knows UG. He doesn't know what he is. And therefore, a little work has to be done by people around him to push him into certain kinds of discourses and talks, of which he's not going to do unless he's pushed into it.
Yes.
And to ask those questions, those people have to come. Not those year-round same people who come and sit down and they have no questions, or they come with very silly questions, new people come. I don't think they should be allowed to meet him. Because it brings down his personality to it. He being what UG is, he will answer them, he will entertain them, he'll look after them. But for the sake of humanity, for the sake of ultimate knowledge, for the sake of the birth of a new kind of a society. Destruction is all right. Go on destroying everything human thought destroy. But out of the destruction, a new creation has to come out. So when everything goes, then it works. It works. You don't ask, then what? Then don't. If you're asking, then what you do, you're not understanding.
Yeah.
So I think, then what? UG has to not run away from it. Because it has happened to him, everything is burnt. He's not going to be understood by the masses. He's not going to be understood by 99% of the people of this world. But the 1% of the population of this earth is enough to bring out a revolution. His philosophy of non-thought, if that starts working, I think we have an answer to the problems of this world. We have a man like UG, and if he's not utilized, it's a misfortune of humanity.
Very true.